Is that your video voice?
I don't know. This could be. Hello. I don't know. It's just really awkward, isn't it? It just starts. Hello. Yeah, go on then. Okay. I don't know what to say.
Hello, hello, and welcome back to a new episode of. We don't really know what it's called. we think it's going to be called Explore with Self and Seymour.
Seymour.
I'm Lynne Seymour, and this is Keiron Self. So
is
it
catchy
sort of
enough?
Makes sense. I don't know.
It rhymes.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll go with that for now. So, hello and welcome to a new episode of Explore with Self and Seymour.
Should I say self and then?
Oh, okay.
That's quite good, isn't it? As a thing, as a like ant and deck kind of vibe.
You'd always have to be that side.
Well, yeah, okay.
Okay, well, we'll go. Okay, ready? We do.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
No, I said.
Oh, you say hello.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of
Explore.
Oh
no! I say my name.
Okay. Right. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Explore.
That's classic. It's going to be.
I think that's fine.
I think that's fine. I think that's really good. I think that'll work.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really classy.
Let's just go for one more. Ready?
Are you sure? I think we got it there. I think that was
right, let's
fine.
see if we can make it slick.
Okay.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Explore with
Self
and Seymour.
I prefer the other one.
Anyway, whatever. So we are heading off today, a very rainy day today, to Tal-y-bont. Is it Tal-y-bont on Usk?
On Usk.
Tal-y-bont on Usk.
Which is in the Brecon Beacon, so the Bannau Bricheiniog.
Yeah, so not far from where we were for the last episode, where we were at Llangorse Lake. We have to say things like now, if you haven't checked out that episode, do go and have a look. And
like and subscribe and do all that stuff.
No, really?
Don't do that.
Okay, I don't know.
We'll do that at the end.
All right, okay. Yes, so it's not far from there. We have been there before, not to this site. We haven't stayed in Tal-y-bont, but we happened, I can't even remember, it doesn't really matter, but we ended up driving through and going on a big walk there. And there's a really long canal that I think goes from Tal-y-bont on Usk all the way to Newport, or does it go to Brecon?
It's the Monmouth and Brecon Canal.
Okay.
So it's, all the way from Brecon through down to Newport, I think. Is true.
But we'll have a little bit more information, obviously, in the episode. So, yes, so we've just packed up some bits and bobs of the van. On our last trip, we managed to break the handle of the sliding door. When we had the van, it had clearly been broken before.
And you're really strong, so that's
so
what
strong.
happened.
Yeah. So there was a what's it called? A fault.
A weakness.
A weakness in it anyway. So yeah. So we opened it, and I opened it, and it snapped off.
I'm glad it wasn't me.
Yes, me too, because it would have.
It wouldn't have gone well.
No. Yes. So we're going to pop into the garage on the way to see if they can order a replacement. Which they said they should be able to, and then hopefully they can fit it on the way back. But yeah, it's fine. We've got many other doors. We've got 4 more doors.
Yeah, which we can get in and out of, so that should be all right.
Use those. Yes, so we are heading off on a very rainy day, as I say. It's supposed to be really dry tomorrow, so we don't really know. We don't know the site, but we know the area a little bit, so we'll do a bit more exploring.
And there seems to be a lot of walks nearby and 2 pubs within walking distance.
Yeah. So yes, so we will saddle up and catch up with you soon.
On
Explore with
Self
and Seymour.
There we are.
The site has really easy access, a nice easy way to get into the site, and it's all grass pitches. There are electric hookups around the edges of the field, and a nice allocation of a combination of tents and motorhomes. There's one main facilities block which has male and female showers and toilets, and then included in this block is the washing up stations. The facilities are quite basic, but perfectly clean and adequate, and the same in the male toilets and shower areas. They could do with a little bit of TLC, but ultimately they're absolutely fine. If it's really busy on site, there might not quite be enough, but other than that, it's fine. So we are cooking up a quick one-pot wonder orzo and cannellini beans in a tomato sauce. So fry off some onions in some olive oil, then add in some mushrooms and some baby plum tomatoes. Give it a quick stir, pop the lid on and let that fry on a low heat for a little. Once the tomatoes are soft, give them a little squish so that they're turning into a sauce. Pop the lid back on and simmer gently. Once you've created a bit of a sauce, add in a tin of cannellini beans with the juice and give it a stir. You're going to add your seasoning and then you're going to add some stock. We've used vegetable stock, a couple of 100 millilitres, and then add in your orzo, maybe a cupful, depending on how much you want and how many of you there are. A little bit of balsamic vinegar, just to give it that nice rich acidic taste. And then give it a stir and let simmer away. Let it simmer for around 5-6 minutes, and if you're using some fresh herbs, add those now, give it a stir and make sure that the orzo is soaking up all the stock and the juice. This is where you can add in a little bit of goat's cheese if you like, just to make the sauce a little bit richer, and that adds a nice smooth creamy texture to the sauce. Stir it all in, adjust the seasoning and serve with some nice bread or garlic bread and a bit of Parmesan cheese. A simple one-pot meal for a drizzly evening.
Yes, so we are making eggy doodah, we call it. I don't know what it's actually called, but we've seen it on Instagram. We have it at home quite a bit. So yeah, going to fry off the mushrooms and then turn it into an omelette sandwich. Yes, my friends, an omelette sandwich.
That's how it goes.
It's a much better day today, nice and sunny. We've been out for a run. Keiron's had a meeting, so yeah, so we're still very sparsely populated site, which is nice. Yeah.
It's supposed to be a nice little day.
Yeah.
Or dry at least.
Yes.
I think tomorrow it changes again.
Yeah, I think about 4 o'clock this morning the rain comes in, but we're heading back tomorrow anyway. So yes, just about to have some lunch.
So that was oh, go on. that was Tal-y-bont on Usk. Yes.
Yes,
we did that.
We went to the pub, we had a nice meal, and we wandered back. A beautiful full moon,
yes,
very bright moonlit night. It was very lovely. And I think that's what's nice about that place actually, is that there's no lights around the field.
No, it's very, I think it's part of the sort of dark night scheme in the Brecon beacons, where there's not too much light pollution, so you can see a lot of stars when they're out and make out the Milky Way. And the moon, as Lynn said, is huge and very lovely.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yes, because a lot of sites have those little markers, don't they, that are lit up when you just get that a bit of residual light. But it did mean that if you were popping to the toilets in the evening, you did need a torch.
It's very scary.
Yes. Yeah, so we are going to do our roundup about the site and the area, and I think the format that we'll probably follow each time is location and access to the site itself, facilities on the site, and then surrounding area, stuff to do, and a bit of a roundup, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, we've done that, haven't we?
We've done that.
People.
So.
But yes, so the site, Tal-y-bont Farm, which is in the village of Tal-y-bont on Usk. Easy access for caravans and larger motorhomes, not massively wide. There are a few moments where it's single track lane, but nothing that's too difficult to navigate. Access to the site was really fine. Reception is as you pull in, but it is a one-way system, so the way you enter the farm site, you exit a different way, which is just as fine. No tricky bends or hills, etc. They are all grass pitches, as we've said. So I think if you had a heavier motorhome, if you're looking, you know, about 3.5 tons, that sort of area, then you might need some grip mats if there's wet weather, because you might sink into the ground. It felt pretty firm, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because we have had quite a wet summer, but it felt pretty firm. But yeah, you might need that if you're slightly heavier, really.
All the pitches had, well, all the motorhome pitches had electric and water right next to them, so that was very handy, so you didn't have to go to somewhere else to get your water. And
a combination of motorhome and camping. It wasn't like all the motorhomes or the camper vans and caravans were in one part and the camping is another. It was a very mixed site. So as Keiron said, the main field all had electricity hookups, and then there was a Duke of Edinburgh site for kind of overnighters, and obviously a Duke of Edinburgh scheme, and then there was another area that was no electric, but there was a camper van in there, but obviously wasn't using the hookup. So so a nice mix. So if you are a mixed group, if you've got people with motorhomes, camper vans and tents, I'm sure that you could all be housed in one area.
Yeah, form a sort of little tribe.
A corral, yeah.
The facilities, there was a shower block, very basic, with 2 toilets and 2 showers.
Same in the female.
The ladies.
Yeah.
So fine now because it wasn't very busy on the site, but I can imagine if it is busy, that could be a little bit of a problem at times.
If you're not using the facilities
yes.
on board, if you don't have on-board facilities. We only went away for 2 nights, so we didn't really hook up any water or anything. But yes, if we had done, we could have used our own facilities.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were quite basic, clean enough.
Yeah.
Plenty of hot water. But yeah, basic. Could probably do with an upgrade at some point, I would have thought.
Yeah, and then there were for washing up and stuff like that. Again, if you're not using what you've got on board, there were 4 sinks with a very quick, not much zhuzh coming out of that.
Oh, the zhuzhy taps.
Oh, zhuzhy taps.
Very annoying.
So by the time you've got something underneath or tried to fill up a bowl, it was it had stopped. So that was, again, basic and fine, again, for us. But if you've got a family and you're doing all the breakfast dishes and scrambled egg on the blinking frying pan, then it might be a little bit more, maybe bring a plug.
But they did have bowls underneath, did you see?
Oh, there's bowls underneath?
Oh my God, I knew.
I didn't see that.
I knew when you came back and went, they haven't got any plugs up there. I thought, I'm sure there's something there.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
underneath the
Oh,
sinks.
I didn't see
Each
that.
sink had a washing up bowl.
Oh, that's good then, that's a good thing.
You've got to use your eyes sometimes. And your analytical brain.
Yeah, I haven't got one.
No. What was I going to say? Oh, fire pits. You're allowed fire pits on site. So that's good. It's very rare. I think it's pretty much against the law in England. I don't know. Comment below. But in Wales, it's up to each site. But I didn't see... Some sites in Wales have like... an area where you can borrow their fire pits.
All right.
There's like a fire pit collective. Remember when we were in Snowdonia? There was like you just took one across and put it back the next day. But there were 3 or 4
Properly
groups,
go in.
yeah, that had fire pits. So that was quite nice to see because it's quite nice of an evening, isn't it?
Yes, but luckily nobody was playing a guitar around them.
Oh, there was.
There was?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
glad I didn't see that.
About 1 o'clock in the morning.
No, it's great that you can play the guitar, but sometimes the whole campsite doesn't need to know about it.
No, it was big enough that we couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
From where we were. Even though guitar playing's lovely.
Yeah, it's great. What else? Yeah, you can take a dog, but a dog.
2024 new rules.
Yeah,
one
just
dog
one
per
dog
pitch,
per
please.
pitch.
Don't know what's happened there.
Something is kicked off with the dogs.
Yeah.
And the place itself is within 2 minutes walk of 2 pubs, and also the Monmouth and Brecon Canal, which you've seen. So if you were there with bikes and stuff, I'm sure you could find lots of stuff to do. There's loads of places to visit along that canal route.
And in the village itself, they have a community centre, the hub. Yeah, and it is. It's got this amazing bike wash station that's coin operated and like a stand to put your bike on if you need to do repairs. It seems to be a very well used community hub.
Lots of cyclists coming through.
Yeah, and washing off and stuff. So that was really nice to see. And kids and adults and families using that facility as well. Air pressure for tyres and stuff like that. So that was really good. So that's right in the middle of the town.
Yeah.
Post office attached to a little cafe and shop. So that was really good.
The 2 pubs, and that was sort of it, really.
Yeah, but like Keiron said, if you had bikes, there's loads to do. Because you can go all the way down to Brecon and travel along the canal path, and there must be some mountain bike routes that we didn't discover, but there were a lot of mountain
and there are
bikers.
lots of hiking routes as well for walks. If you just go off piste, you can go up into the Bannau, Bricheiniog, and you are, as we found out, it's about 2 miles away from Llangorst Lake, which is where we went before.
Yeah,
very, very close We didn't quite realise how close.
So yeah, so as a base, if for like wet weather stuff, you've got Llangorse Lake, you can have a little wander around there. There's Brecon, which is a nice town, which is what, 6 miles away, I think.
Yeah.
Crickhowell, 3 miles away. Hay-on-Wye, which is a nice town. So there's lots to do, and I think where we were based, if we had small kids and the weather was good, then you know the field is there. They can kind of run around to their heart's content. There's lots of pubs with pub gardens and walks, etc. There's a park around the community centre, a play park, great for dogs. But yeah, we were saying, would we have stayed? Could we have stayed longer? And you go, I think if we'd have had our bikes with us, we'd have done a bit more. If the weather had been a bit kinder, we might have been content to kind of just sit and chill and read. But yeah, a couple of days was fine where we were, but then we would have gone off, I guess, to the local towns and explored a bit more.
So it's a good size for a family site, especially with kids just running about.
Yeah.
Go and play. We have like a cup of coffee or whatever in the morning to come round.
Yes.
But yeah, would we go back?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's a good weather site.
Yes, fair weather pitching.
Yeah, because it's all grass, and so you know you've always got to have your wellies on hand for traipsing across the fields and stuff. But even just sitting in the van, you've got beautiful surroundings, so you certainly don't feel penned in at all.
No, and you are close to the canal, and also close to there's the Taff Trail. And the River Usk as well is very close by.
Yes. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it really. Anything else to say? No. We ran out of gas this morning. We do carry a spare bottle, but I couldn't be bothered to change it this morning. So we went off-site for a coffee. I've got back to the storage place. And yeah, we'll unload and wend our way home, ready for work tomorrow. Boo. Anyway, we will catch up with you next time.
I should say something here, but I can't think of anything. I need a little sign-off catchphrase.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you want to try one out? No, don't try one out.
And that's where,
It's good.
That's the end of this No, that's a bit rubbish. For now, that's the weather for now.
No, that's no. We'll sort that out for next time.
We'll try and get a catchphrase.